why do you feel it's so important to bring new commissions and new works to audiences?
Yeah, I remember I wrote a tweet early on in the pandemic, which Alexis picked up on and wrote back to me in a really supportive way. But it was something along the lines of, you know, after the pandemic, we should only be playing music by living composers because, you know, Verdi doesn't need the help anymore.
Yeah.
If we're gonna support the artists after this, then we should only be doing new music. And although, you know, that was quite extreme and I you know, purposely exaggerated, the truth in it is that if we want to have a thriving, you know, art cultural scene in this country, then we have to support the people who are making the work. Otherwise it'll just become a museum culture. And we need composers who can write across the spectrum, from, you know, wind bands and youth orchestras and youth choirs through to, yeah, the Philharmonia and professional singers. We need to be doing new music on every level, I think.
Yeah, it's so important. I mean, I'm endlessly fascinated by new music and new music theatre and theatre. I just am obsessed with creating, you know, seeing and being involved in new work. And it's because we're people living in the world now, and if we're not paying attention to keeping things changing and alive and thinking about things, then we're lost, aren't we? I mean, it's wonderful to use music and words to distill thoughts on really important things, and you can change people's minds with music and words, and you can enlighten people, you can move them, and it's a fantastic thing to be a part of as a creator. Maybe I'm probably too interested in only the new. That's my problem, is that I once something's done, you know, you know what I mean, I sort of move on to the next. But yeah, it's a wonderful thing to be involved with young people as well, I think, in a creative
and I think
process.
Sometimes we can patronize our audiences as well. I think audiences, especially audiences in general, old and young, are really keen on hearing new works. We think that they just want to hear classics or, you know, romantic repertoire, but I don't think it's true. I think people are very brave in experiencing new work and the live performance as well.
Because we wrote another thing together which started last year, which is going on into next year, called The People's Cabaret. And they're new songs, and they're quite the themes are quite difficult, but we had the most amazing response from the audiences, coming to quite kind of older audiences on the whole, I would say, but coming and asking so many questions and so engaged with the work. And that's a wonderful thing, to be able to start those conversations with people.
I think people are kind of crying out to be engaged and be challenged and to have a dialogue, because a lot of what we receive culturally is very curated. Like Netflix serves up their suggestions for you to watch, or Spotify what you should listen to, and I think people they seek something different that isn't served up to them based on their previous watching or listening or browsing history.
And especially in festivals, because that's where people go to see and hear something they wouldn't normally see and hear.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm looking at the programme, so I'll just grab it. The programme that we're putting alongside your work, which is we've got some Judith Weir, Sarah Kirkland Snyder, UK premiere, and then I'm going to get her name wrongly pronounced, I'm sure, but Maria Pericona, who was a nun and composer in 17th century Italy. Again, sort of in that, you can kind of see that older and the new kind of coming together.
It's great.
I did the UK premiere of a Sarah Kirkland Snyder piece a couple of years ago.
Oh right.
Called Penelope, with Safa.
Okay. This one is If You Bring Forth What Is Within. Right. I don't know if you know that one.
Wonderful. I love her music.
So it's going to be a really, really exciting programme, I think. Really exciting.
That can't all be
Yeah,
one concert.
they must be shorter pieces than those other ones.
Yes, yeah, they're fairly short, sort of about 12 minutes, 18 minutes, and then the Pericona is only 6. So
Yeah.